Do you believe this stuff that's coming out of your mouth? There's no way you do.
This was a credit card cuckold.
Love wins out in the end, you know?
Welcome back, everybody. It's Casey on Tap, where anything goes. My name, of course, is Casey. My right-hand man, my wingman, my colleague, Douglas Dougie Wade, currently playing in a golf tournament. I mean, he's a pro golfer, so that's going to happen occasionally. So it's just going to be me flying solo today on Saturday, August the 10th of the year 2024. But don't you worry, my friends. Got some good stuff in store and a mailbag, a six-pack, as a matter of fact, of mailbag questions that you don't want to miss, quite frankly. What are we looking at today? 3,134 days. That's 3,134 days for me personally of true freedom, true liberation from, in my opinion, the greatest trick the devil has ever pulled on mankind. No booze for your boy. Last night, my sister Carrie Croft, the beautiful, articulate, amazing host of the Carrie Croft Show, and more importantly, my big sister, my rock, who I look up to, she was in the 216. She was in the land, and her and I just had a fantastic evening last night together downtown. She had exclusive VIP passes and a meet and greet with John Ondrasik, otherwise known as Five for Fighting. You might know the song Superman, 100 Years, Chances. This guy's had some big-time hits. And look at my sister, man. She's just killing it on her podcast, and she's got an interview dropping with him very soon. Five for Fighting, of course. He named his band or his act for a penalty in hockey, 5 minutes for fighting. Interestingly enough, who knew? I've heard of him for years, and I never knew that. But, man, we hung out with him and a couple of super cool, experienced musicians last night at the House of Blues, downtown Cleveland, in the green room. Just an incredible experience. The art in that place, the art in the House of Blues, in my humble opinion, staggering. Awesome. In that green room, just signed by just layers of signatures all over the walls from the who's who of talent that's been through that place. Amazing evening. So I want to thank my sis, thank Carrie Croft, and a shout out for those of you who haven't. I mean, it seems like there might be one or two of you out there in the world who still haven't. Download the Carrie Croft Show podcast, and you'll be thankful you did. So thanks, Carrie. Awesome night last night. On the heels of what has been a wild week here in the land, a wild week in Cleveland. We had massive storms, tornadoes ripped through here this week. I'm telling you, I swear I was caught driving in the middle of it. And I had to call my mama. I was like, hey, Mom, I think the Wizard of Oz is going to be my fate. I feel like I literally for 5-6 seconds thought a tornado was ripping through the trees to just take me away to wherever tornadoes take people. Land of Oz, I guess. Scary stuff. And on a serious note, over 350,000 people, 350,000 without power, and they're still, they're working around the clock. So God bless all the crews that have come in from all over the country to help get the power back restored. 350,000 folks without power. Slowly but surely, though, hey, man, coming on back. Sun is out. Beautiful day today. Again, I said it's a Saturday. Beautiful day. You got the Cleveland Browns kicking off preseason against the Green Bay Packers. And you know who else is in town? The Savannah Bananas. That's what's up. And if you don't know who the Savannah Bananas are, you better chickadee check yourself before you wreck yourself. Okay? They're the Harlem Globetrotters of baseball. They're one of the hottest tickets in the country. A friend and colleague of mine, Heather, and her family were on a wait list, and they somehow got tickets. They sold out Progressive Field. That's where the Guardians play. These boys are in town, downtown Cleveland. Savannah Bananas are in town. And I mean, again, if you haven't seen their act or what they do, it's incredible. So check them out. So downtown Cleveland is hopping today, yo. Summer's winding down, folks. We're getting into the fall. Great time to be alive. Great time to be here on this planet. Onward. So, as always, let's say hello and welcome to our latest batch of new listeners and the new cities that they're from. How about Cincinnati? Oh, what's up, Cincinnati? You know Cincinnati. Let me tell you a little story. I grew up a diehard Reds fan. I mean, I'm still a Reds fan, but when you're a kid, it's okay to be diehard. When you're a kid, it's okay to wear jerseys. I mean, for all you grown men out there, may or may not be talking directly to you. As a kid, it's okay to be a diehard fan. You cry when they lose and you stomp around and you let it ruin your day. If you're over the age of 9, 10, maybe, I'll give you 11. Let's take it down a notch. The jersey's got to go. You're a grown man. You're a grown man. You can't be wearing another man's jersey. It's just, come on, man. I was obsessed with Eric Davis, the single greatest baseball player to ever live. And spare me. You don't need to send anything in the mailbag. You don't need to be blowing up Casey on Tap or my text or my social media, because it's not an opinion. It's a scientific fact. Number 44, Eric Davis. The Cincinnati Reds, wire to wire, 1990. The Reds were a huge underdog. And Eric Davis sent a 2-run home run deep into left center field, into the E zone, as they say, to give the mighty Redlegs a 2-0 lead in that first inning of what would become a 4-game-to-none sweep. The David and Goliath of all time. The only team in the history of Major League Baseball, my friends, to lead wire to wire, to win the pennant, and then the World Series. Ah, yes. So, hello, Cincinnati. Findlay, Ohio. How about Sandy, Utah? What's up, Sandy, Utah? It's kind of an oxymoron. Feels like it should be snowy, Utah. Brainerd, Minnesota. Southfield, Michigan. Black Diamond, Washington. And our third in Germany. So we are now, folks, hundreds of downloads, we have 55 cities all over this great country, and 3 countries. We are growing like a fungus. We suck. We know it. We're like athlete's foot. One day you look down and say, wow, this is getting worse. Guess what? We're going to try a little harder every week. We're going to try a little bit harder to suck a little bit less. You just keep on, keep it on. Keep hanging on with us. Our fan base is also growing like a weed. And that Knights of the 419 Roundtable is starting to take shape. So stay tuned for that. Moving right along, what do you say we get into our fan feedback? As per usual, let's start with Frank from Kirtland Hills. Dougie is right. Chipotle rocks, especially the protein bowl. Also, who speaks of Chipotle and meat sacks in the same sentence? Shame on you, Carrie, with a wink and a smile emoji from Frank. No, listen, Frank, listen. She should be ashamed. Carrie tried to, last week, Carrie was talking about a very interesting guest she was having on her program. She tried to get away with saying two things. Meat pastry, which I let slide. I let that one slide. And then she said meat sack. Come on. I have to call her out, of course. All of you out there, the great fans of the KC on Tap program who demand truth, justice, reason, apple pie, Dallas Cowboys, just freedom, sunshine. Of all of you, of course, we're stuck in your tracks. Like, no, she needs to be called out. And I did call her out. And meat sack. Hey, Dom, out there, we need that. We're going to get some merch, meat sack merch. All right. So thank you for that, Frank. All right. How about Matt from Lime, Ohio? I would love to share my story, even if it helps one person. I personally have been struggling for a while, but I'm back on track, baby. 20 days today. Feeling good. They sent that about 7 days ago. So hopefully, Matt, you are about 27 days in, and he's talking about alcohol, being on the wagon, sober. So rock on, rocker. I love it. I dig it. Keep on bringing those messages, okay? Which leads me to, this was not a sent in, okay? This isn't necessarily fan feedback. However, I wanted to talk about this and highlight this. Saw it on Facebook this morning, and I'm going to give his name because he posted it publicly on Facebook, and he's an old friend of mine, and he's younger than me, and he and I shared time back in the day at WLIO television as colleagues, and his name is Scott Graham. On Facebook, here's what he wrote. He posted, celebrating 3 years of sobriety today. I wasn't sure I'd post anything, but it's something I'm very proud of. Maybe I can help someone along the way. I have many people to thank for this journey. And then he posted 5 pictures of him and his family and his children and one with his dog. So far on that post, he has 260 reactions, which is a lot, likes and loves, 260, and 115 comments. I'm going to share with you and anybody listening out there. There's a lot going on here, and I wanted to touch on this. First and foremost, when's the last time you were proud of yourself? When's the last time? Not just this old Uncle Case. It's just me and you talking right now. Okay, just think. When's the last time you were genuinely proud of something? And I'm certainly not implying that people aren't. What I'm saying is, I love that he verbalized it like this. It's something I'm very proud of. You should be, Scott. I'm incredibly proud of you. And it says, I wasn't sure I'd post anything. Isn't it? I mean, it's amazing of all the things you see posted out there, right? When it comes to the subject of alcohol, you just don't know. It's a very vulnerable, sensitive position to put yourself in. Maybe I can help someone. Well, you've helped me. Boom, done. How about that? You've helped me. Reading that reinforces my sobriety. And Scott, make no mistake, you have no idea. They need us. People are struggling internally badly right now, all around us. Good for you, Scott. Good for you. Well done, my friend. Got a 6-pack today. I got a 6-pack of questions in the old mailbag. Sponsored by Jackson Gray Jewelers, of course. Chad Verhoff, master jeweler in Chagrin Falls, Ohio. Also, 310 Labs, an indie gaming company passionate about Playmates. Playmates are who? You, me, and everybody else around this great country. Download yet another Spider Solitaire, YASS, from 310 Labs today. Play Deal of the Day. All right, let's begin our 6-pack of questions. Number 1, I keep seeing your posts and wondering how you stopped. I started drinking a long time ago, and I've tried, but I can't kick it. I have a great job. 3 amazing kids, divorced, but I'm just a functioning alcoholic. I've tried to stop. I'll go a few days, and then right back to a bottle or 2 of wine a night. Matthew in Pennsylvania. Sounds pretty familiar, doesn't it? I can't tell you how many times I've had people approach me and ask this very question. How did you stop? There's a decision to be made. What is the definition of the word decision? As a reminder, it is to cut off all other options. What's funny is you make decisions all day, every day. We make decisions all the time. You're just not consciously thinking of them. For example, you're cooking chicken and broccoli for dinner. An hour before, you're thinking I'm hungry. And then 30 minutes after that, your brain starts envisioning different options. By the time you start cooking that chicken and broccoli, what does that mean? It means that you have decided it is what you're doing. There is no other choices there. Did I struggle to sleep for days? Yeah. Was I itchy and uncomfortable? Yeah. Was my brain trying to get me to ingest alcohol to make that uncomfortable feeling go away? Of course. If I would have needed to check myself into a rehab facility, I would have done that. If I would have needed to handcuff myself to a telephone pole for a week, I would have done that. This gentleman here, along with countless other people, haven't made that decision. They feel the pain and they're suffering and they're putting themselves through this over and over and over again. It's exactly what the devil wants. It's the greatest trick ever. It's death by 1,000 cuts. The good news, Matthew, is that you have the awareness and you have the courage to actually write this and say this out loud to yourself and to me. Hey, man, I've got a problem here. I hope you make the decision. And I hope for those 3 kids and your job and your life that whatever steps you need to take, whatever you need to do safely, pray and hope you do, brother. And I appreciate that very much. And I hope you follow up soon to say, we're on it. We're on it, man. Number 2, 6-pack of questions. Hey, Casey. This is from Jacob in North Carolina. I'm struggling right now. And there's a word you hear quite frequently when it comes to alcohol, right? I'm struggling right now and I need to get right. How much were you drinking a day when you quit? I drink between 8 to 10 beers per day and it's time to stop. I've also acquired a bad case of anxiety that makes things worse. I'm hoping that quitting will help lessen the anxiety. Thank you for your words of encouragement. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical professional, but I will tell you that I would, and I'm also not a gambling man. I used to be, but I'm not anymore. However, I would be willing to come out of retirement and wager a significant amount on the fact that there is a direct link between this growing sense of anxiety, obviously, and alcohol. I've actually talked to several people over the years that have said the same. It's amazing. It's amazing. Like John Bon Jovi, the great John Bon Jovi, baby. I use this line all the time. It's all the same. Only the names change. It's amazing. You hear the same things over and over and over when it comes to alcohol. How much did I drink? And I'm glad you asked, because I'm happy to share. When I decided that I needed to stop drinking. I was about 2 pints a day. And for those of you wondering, how much is a pint? What does that mean? Let's do some math, shall we? Maker's Mark was my drink of choice. Maker's Mark straight out of the bottle. 90 proof, 45% alcohol by volume. A pint is, if you're drinking 1 ounce shots, ladies and gentlemen, there's 16 shots. I laughed. I mean, man, 16 1 ounce shots in a pint. So I'm drinking 32. Now, y'all writing this down? I want you to go ahead, look at me. First ballot Hall of Fame drinker right here. And I'm going on 9 years sober. This is why I do this. I cannot emphasize the difference in your life. That alcohol, it just destroys everything. Skin, outside, inside, organs, your soul, your spirit, your mind. Damn, man. And spare me the whole, we all gotta go. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, we all gotta go some way. But that ain't no way to go. Please. Don't bring that to me. All right. So I'm drinking 32 shots of Maker's Mark a day. You might think, well, how the hell did you manage that? I started early. I remember I would take Diet Coke and my Makers like this, and it would make the smell of it would make me dry heave. The smell of it, because I'm still drunk / hungover from the night before, and I got to get it in me, and I got to get that in my blood so I can level out. And I would just take a big, huge, probably like a double shot of milk, and I would just chug that Diet Coke on top of it. And I'd sit there and wait. It would take about, because it'd be on an empty stomach, it would take about, I don't know, 10 seconds, maybe 15. You'd feel it. And then I'd start my day. I'd have it in my apartment, I'd have it in my car, and I would, drive around, and it would just all day long, man. And then I'd go home, not social at all. I'd go home, pass out, start the process over, man. That's the truth. Didn't start that way. Started with beers, and then more beers, and then I'm a social drinker, and then, a major life event happens, and next thing you know, down she goes. But here I am, completely liberated. Okay. So to Jacob, if I can do it, anybody can do it. Question number 3 from Greg in Minnesota. Love the podcast, love the mailbag. After listening to all the episodes, I'm now comfortable asking about a real issue currently in my sex life. Recently, my girlfriend, who I've been dating 8 months, I'm 32, she's 30, was performing oral sex and started licking my anus, for a lack of a better term. Yeah, anus is right, I guess. I mean, what else you gonna call it? You're brown? You're sphinx? Okay, onward. I panicked, puckered, and ejected. She's been very cool about it and wants to try it again. But I'm very nervous, LOL. Can you help? Question mark. First of all, I think I want to make the slogan of the show: panicked, puckered, and ejected. Well done. Well done, Greg. Oh, boy. The first time I read it, I thought he said panicked, puckered, and ejaculated. I'm hooked on phonics. I'm ready to read. Okay. Yeah, so look, here's the deal with that. It's very vulnerable. Very vulnerable thing. But your sex is what? It's all about the feels. Number one, I mean, good for her to go unexpectedly into a man's orifice like that. It's a brave girl. Here's what I would do if I were you. And I mean, I've got a little experience in this. You go to a local establishment like a grocery store, and you get yourself a bar of Irish Spring, and you get it in there. You really gotta work it in there. Just really, you want to go directionally. You want to really get it. Just really suds it up. You want to suds it up. It's got to be clean. You see. And then what you do is you gotta relax. gotta relax. It feels good. There's nerve endings there. Okay, you wash it up. I don't know, maybe a little Barry White because he always helps. Kind of relax the mood. A little candlelight. And what you do is you just roll it back. You just roll it back and you let it happen. Just let it happen. Just let her get it. You just gotta let her get in there. I think you'll be surprised. You just gotta let it happen. Free yourself. Let that brave girl work her magic, okay? That's my advice. Right on. Thank you for that. That was a good one. Onward. Question 4. Mike from Ohio. What's up, Mike? I've dated my girlfriend for 3 years now, and she still lies to me about how often and how much she drinks when I'm not around. In parentheses, out with her friends, etc. It's irresponsible, and I feel like I'm being lied to, leaving me at home confused, bewildered, frustrated, and let down again. I'm at my wit's end. How can I get her to take accountability? Craig from Indiana. Let me tell you the answer, my friend. You ain't gonna. See, what we got to do now is work on you. You have to discipline your disappointment. It sucks, doesn't it? Oh, it sucks. God, my God. The lack of accountability for people who will defend their relationship with alcohol. You see it all the time, though. And completely understand your frustration. Completely. Because the alcohol wins, man. People will lie. My God, they'll lie to themselves. They will lie to themselves. Man, they will lie to themselves. And then, shit, if you're lying to yourself, you're lying to everybody else. It's unfortunate. And until they look in the mirror and realize what types of positions they're putting you in. My grandpa would always say, life is all about the positions you put other people in. I was lying to you, tried to sneak it, busted, and I'm going to rethink my relationship with extracurricular activities because of it. Why? Because I'd like to salvage my healthy relationships. Whew, that was refreshing just saying that. That was refreshing just say, it's like a fairy tale, man. It's like a fairy tale. Hey, thank you for that. I hope she comes with something close to that, but brother, I wouldn't count on it. Question number 5 from the 6-pack from Sarah in Florida. 28 years old, boyfriend, 29 years old, dating year and a half. Help, she says. Recently was arguing with boyfriend, and in a moment of anger, blurted out that I'd never had a real orgasm with him. He immediately shut down, and he's been acting, quote, mopey and sad, unquote, since. Is there any coming back from this? Thank you. Love the podcast. You and Doug are hilarious. Well, first of all, I remember when I was younger, and I'd have guy friends that would say, yeah, man, I was with her last night, and man, she had like 5 orgasms, man. I was just jackhammering. Guys are dumb, especially young guys. You got to be coachable. A woman's vagina is a complex, mysterious thing. Just accept that. Let alone the clitoris. The key to knowledge is to understand you know nothing at all. You got to be coachable. You got to be coachable. That's number 1. However, number 2, here, if this guy was just waiting a year and a half and he's just accepting the fact that he thinks they're all real, which is, we all know that's insane. Here's what happened, Sarah. He got cuckolded. You just verbally cuckolded him. Okay, we've had credit card cuckolds, we've had real cuckolds on the show, and what this is this was a verbal cuckold. You see how he's acting mopey and sad, you cuckolded him. Is there any coming back from it? I mean, that. I think that's a question for you. You're looking at your cuckolded boyfriend over there in the corner. I don't know how attracted you are to the sappy and mopiness of it all, but you could probably build him back up. Maybe have someone come in there and show him how to do it. We talked about this before. Maybe bring someone in and do the real the real thing, the real cuck. You have him sit over there in the corner, and then he hears what it really hears, what it sounds. He hears you, and what it really sounds. You get it. Maybe that would bring him back to life. Thank you, Sarah from Florida. Finally, number 6, this 6-pack from Rachel in Ohio, married, 35 years old. Please settle an argument for us. I'm what they call a squirter. My husband thinks it's urine. I think it's a separate fluid, almost like female ejaculate. He doesn't mind at all, LOL, but we decided you guys would be the deciding vote. Thanks. So I guess she's active. So she's asking me if I think that the fluid is urine or something different. Let me tell you what I think it is. I think it's awesome. How's that? Awesome sauce. That's all. That's how I do it. I just live and let live, baby. I think whatever it is awesome. Whether it's urine or I just think it's awesome sauce. So hopefully that helps. Doesn't matter what it is. Do you, baby, and your husband digs it. Yeah. That's my final answer. So it's 1-1-1. Maybe we'll ask Doug. Maybe we'll ask Dougie next week, and he can be the deciding factor. All right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, just like that, a quick hitter for you. All right. Solo shot. Douglas Wade will be back next week in the co-pilot seat. Until then, hope you all have a great week. Be safe. God bless. Take it easy. And remember, please download and subscribe and make sure you get those questions into the mailbag via social media or CaseyOnTap.com. And until then, remember, this is Casey on Tap, where obviously anything goes. Take it easy, folks. See you next week.